Okay, and the correct answer is, as you may have suspected, all of these. There are many different factors, and each website is a little bit different, and a different website may have different needs. Some websites, video websites like YouTube or Justin TV, bandwidth was a major factor because video takes a lot of bandwidth, and you have to figure out, how you can support that much bandwidth. You're sending a lot of data over the wire, over the internet. Machines, computers. Very often, CPU is a limiting factor. If your website does a lot of computation, you made it a lot of computers to handle all of the traffic to do computation for everybody. Or maybe you're running out of memory. You're storing a lot of data, or you're caching a lot of data in memory. You may need to store that data across many computers to make it work. Power. If you're adding lots of computers, power is actually something you need to start thinking about. I visited Google once, and it was cool. They had a map on the wall of where the big power plants in the world were, because they were building data centers near power plants so they could always have powers. And storage, of course, this is similar to memory. Memory, disk space, or technologies that fall in between. If you're storing a lot of data, many websites store a lot of data. If users are submitting content to you, photos and status updates and comments and that sort of thing, that starts to become a big factor in your decision making. And how do you store all of that data? Facebook has so many photos; they have unbelievable amount of disk space required to manage all that information. And Google has basically the entire internet indexed, and that they have to store. They basically store. Google stores the entire internet across all of their machines, so they can do searches quickly. So all of these are things you need to scale, and of course there are other things as well. But I just want you to keep in mind that every website is different. Every website has different needs and different limiting factors, whether it's machines or bandwidth or power. Anything can be the culprit when it comes to keeping your website online, stable, and fast.